Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to try to focus on customizing an index settings. As you can see here, I have Kibana running, which means I also have Elasticsearch running, and I've executed this request here. So I got the person settings, so the person index settings. Here we see a few properties that we have on this index. So these are the ones that come by default. So this is coming from Elasticsearch. We did not change anything here. And what we want to try to do today is change the number of shards and also change the number of replicas. For all of you that do not know, so number of shards means number of primary shards index is split into. So think of it as how many pieces your index data can be split into to allow parallel processing and scaling. And number of replicas, so this property down below, is number of replica shards for each primary shard. So think of it as backup copies for high availability and failover. So if a node goes down, Elasticsearch can serve data from a replica shard. Okay, good. So now that we have this, we can go back to our application and see how we can implement something like this. So let me just copy this entire thing and let's go to IntelliJ. I am in IntelliJ now. So what I want to do is within the resources in the static folder, I want to create a new file. I'm going to name this file settings and it's going to be a JSON file. So within this file, I will just simply paste the entire thing that I copied from Kibana, but I'm gonna try to get rid of something. So I have person here. I want to get rid of that because I don't want the settings to be applied only to a person. And I also don't need this settings spot, so I can get rid of that. The only thing that I would need is this. So if I select this and press Shift Tab, I can put it on the correct indentation and I can get rid of this empty space here. I will also get rid of this routing because I don't want to modify this, so I will get it by default. Provided name, we don't need. Creation date, we don't need. UID, we don't need. And we also don't need the version because all of that will come by default. So now here I have the number of shards and I have number of replicas. Let's modify this. Let's say we want number of shards to be 2 and number of replicas we want to be something like 3. Okay, so far so good. Now that we have our settings, we need to apply this to our index. So if we go back to the index service, so as you might remember, we have a create indices method here, so which is being called from this controller. So there is a API/index post mapping on the create method here, which recreates our indices. So it deletes all of the indices and then creates them again. We want to modify this create method. So here, when we are creating an index, we're setting some mappings. Basically, we are reading some mappings as a JSON and then putting it inside of this one. It's also possible to do something similar. So if we say here, for the settings, we can say, we can say dot settings. Let me just put this back, and here we can name this one S as a, I don't know, settings builder, and we can say S with JSON, and then we need some JSON here. Let me just copy this thing here and let's see what we can do with it. So this is getting us the mappings and we are providing it some path which we are getting from the index info. For the settings, we don't actually need to do that because every index is gonna have the same settings, so we are not gonna modify it. So we can just simply say here static/settings.json. If for whatever reason you wanna do this differently, you want to have different, I don't know, settings for different indices, you can kind of put it together as same way as we did the mapping. So this would be possible. So if I would run my application now, this would be enough. But one thing that would be bothering me is this method name. So it's called get mappings and we're not actually getting mappings now. And all of this, all what this method does is basically reads some path, so it's trying to load in some resource and read it as an input stream. So we can say here get as input stream. So we're gonna get something as an input stream and we're gonna rename this as JSON file path. So we have some JSON file and we are getting it as an input stream. Let's also make this one final because it's kind of bothering me also. Good. So if we look at it now, it basically looks a bit more nicer. So we are not focusing just on the mappings, we are reading anything. Okay, And now let me run our application, and once this is started, so we have our application running, we can jump back to Postman. So in Postman, we have this post request on the /API/index, which we want to execute. So let's execute this. And what this is going to do, it's going to delete our indices, so the ones that we had, and it's going to recreate them. So let's go to Kibana and check if this worked. Okay, I am in Kibana now. This is what we had before. We had number of shards at 1, and we had number of replicas at 1. If I re-execute this request, you can see that this now changed. I have number of shards as 2, and I have number of replicas as 3. Perfect. So we actually succeeded in doing what we wanted. And in the next videos, so somewhere in the future, we're going to be extending these settings to add some custom analyzer and whatever, tokenizer and so on. So we're going to need this functionality in the future. So thank you for joining for this short video, and I will see you in the next one.